So I recently downloaded the Enigma app. It is a UFO reporting app and it activated my inner nerd. For this YouTube video, I decided to focus on analyzing data and patterns from Sacramento, California, where I was born and raised. I'm going to focus on the top most areas within Sacramento County that have the most reported UFO sightings. All right, let's do this. Before we start this video, check out my bangs. I'm cute, and check out my shirt. I got this on Amazon and I call this my Aquarius shirt because it's weird. It does have a UFO saucer on it and a Sasquatch and a Loch Ness monster. I do paranormal ghost videos, but I don't have any UFO personal experiences for myself. The only experience that's at all relevant to UFOs for myself is that back in high school, I had a vivid, very vivid, really realistic UFO dream. In the dream, I was in my backyard and I was looking up. It was a very short dream as well. And I saw like a flying saucer just hovering in the sky, and like the sky was grayish and reddish and it was daylight. And I just remember in the dream like just transfixed and like curiosity but intense fear. I mean, it's probably just a dream, but with UFOs, you never know. Other than that, I don't have like any UFO paranormal experiences at all. But anyways, yeah, let's get to this. I have my tablet. We're just gonna do this school presentation style. So for my analysis, I did break it down into patterns of time of day, whether it was day or night, season, spring, winter, fall, etc. The shapes, whether it was a circle, a flying saucer, colors of the reported thing in the sky, duration, and like the pattern it was making, whether it was hovering, whether it was going fast or slow or doing a zigzaggy thing, etc. So it did focus on Sacramento County and some cities directly outside of Sacramento County with the highest incidence reports of UFO incidences. Those cities are Sacramento, Elk Grove, Rocklin and Roseville, Oakley and Brentwood, and El Dorado Hills. Number 1, night dominates everything. So nearly every city showed a strong nighttime bias. Sacramento, mostly night reports. Elk Grove, also mostly night reports. Rocklin and Roseville, overwhelmingly at night. Those Rocklin and Roseville people, they are just going out at night all the time and just seeing them UFOs, just laying back and looking up at the sky. I was like, yep, UFO. Okay. Oakley and Brentwood, mostly night, and El Dorado Hills, mostly night, which makes sense that it's mostly nighttime because at nighttime, the sky is dark, and so there's a lot more things that are visible. So that totally makes sense as well. I've lived in Sacramento, California for maybe like 22 years. I was born and raised there. I don't have any, I don't have any personal experiences of UFOs, mostly because I don't go out at night. I'm not a night person. Number 2, lights are more common than just like a craft kind of type of thing. When witnesses describe what they actually saw, they usually don't describe a spaceship per se. They describe lights, orbs, spheres, circles, and formations, and rarely rectangles, cylinders, cubes, or triangles. So When people are looking up at the skies in Sacramento County, they are mostly seeing luminous objects rather than a structured craft of some sort, which also makes sense because like when you look up at the sky at night, there's like a lot of lights, there's a lot of stars, and a spacecraft without any lights might be harder to see. But if you look up at the sky at night, you know, like lights are more prevalent. Number 3, orbs, spheres, and circles dominate. If you look at examples in Sacramento, spheres, orbs, and circles dominate. In Elk Grove, circles and spheres. In Oakley, ovals, discs, and circles. And Rocklin, orbs and fireballs. There have been some reportings of fireballs, which was surprising. Overall, the classic flying saucer shape wasn't actually the most common shape, but round glowing objects were. Number 4, triangles are very, very common. A lot of triangles in general appeared repeatedly. So like in Sacramento, triangles and triangle formations, they might be light orbs in a triangle shape. Rancho Cordova, a chevron triangle. A lot of chevron triangles were reported. In Rocklin, triangles and chevron formations. So a lot of UFOs were like maybe like dot lights, but like in chevron formations. And Oakley, triangle formations of triangle. So that is interesting because triangle sightings are one of the most commonly reported sightings worldwide for UFOs. Number 5, hovering is extremely common. So one of the weirdest recurring patterns was objects often hover, stay stationary, or are drifting slowly instead of flying rapidly. I mean, there are reports and data that I analyzed of UFO flying rapidly or moving rapidly. Other reported examples of kind of a hovering kind of definition is stationary, slow movement, and gliding. I guess if you're looking up at the night sky and you see a weird orb thingy, if it's flying fast, you might miss it. But if it's just like hovering, just chilling up in the sky as a triangle formation in Sacramento, California, or Elk Grove, and it's just hovering or gliding slowly, you might be like, oh my God, that is a UFO. That's weird. All right, next point. Number 6. I'm so weird. I'm so sorry. Fast movement is usually the exception. When fast movement does occur, witnesses often describe zigzagging, darting, racing, and sudden acceleration rather than just examples of sustained speed, which reminds me of like a commercial aircraft per se. Like if you see an airplane from the airport in the sky, it's just a sustained speed and it's just chilling up in the sky at a high altitude, just, you know, it's going. For example, Sacramento, there was one report of circle zigzagging. That's not a circle, zigzagging in a circle like that, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there to see it. And Oakley had a report of racing lights. So how would that look like? Just like, hi, I'm a light. I know I'm weird. This Aquarius shirt is activating my Aquarius superpowers. I swear to God. Okay. Number 7. White lights dominate colors. In terms of colors, white lights that I guess look like stars dominate in the colors. Across all cities, the most common was white and generic lights and silver lights. Less common was orange, red, blue, and green. And very, very rare was aqua, amber, and metallic looking lights. I guess in terms of like one of the less common lights that I would say are predominant next to the white and silver lights and generic lights is orange. I did come across quite a few of orange colored reported lights, but I would say that white lights do dominate the night skies of UFO reported sightings. Number 8. Most sightings are very, very brief. Most of the data shows that it is less than 5 minutes. Most of them are 1 minute, a few 2 minutes, a few 3 minutes, but most of them are reported 1 minute. Long duration sightings are rare. There have been a few reported sightings that I analyzed. Sacramento had 30 minutes and a 35-minute sighting. Rocklin had 1 hour. Elk Grove had one for 1 hour and also another for 45 minutes. Number 9. Winter appears more frequently than expected. So looking at all my screenshots and data, winter shows up constantly. Possible reasons for this are longer nights, more people outside at dusk, and just better visibility. And also in Sacramento, it's not like the East Coast where in the winter it's extremely cold and snowing. In winter, at least in Sacramento, the low is like 40 and the high is maybe like 60. So though it is a little chilly, people do go outside in the winter because it's not that cold. But it's all relative, because when I was living in Sacramento, and I have never lived elsewhere, I thought like 50 degrees was cold. Like I would have a big winter jacket and a scarf and hat and everything. I thought 50 degrees was cold, but then I lived elsewhere in the country where it snows, and my life and mind has changed. Number 10. Formation sightings are most common than expected. I noticed repeated reports of 3 object formations, chevron formations, string of lights, multiple lights, and lines of lights. And these appear in all the cities that I've analyzed. And it is definitely one of the most interesting regional trends. So overall pattern across all cities, the biggest takeaway for the Sacramento County is most reportings are at nighttime, involve lights and orbs. They happen mostly in winter. They move slowly or hover and only last a few minutes. This pattern appears repeatedly in Sacramento, Rancho Cordova and Carmichael, El Dorado Hills, Rocklin and Roseville, Oakley and Brentwood, and Elk Grove. My dad used to live in Elk Grove. I also do want to point out, I didn't really focus much on this for my analysis, but I did notice that the most reported sightings in the Sacramento County do occur near a military base or an Air Force base. So, for example, like this is Sacramento County, and I will show a more clear screenshot as well. But you see, there's that McClellan Air Force Base, and then down here in the nether region, there is an Air Force Base right there. And it's not exactly in the Sacramento County, but it's near-ish to it. There's 167 reported sightings. There's 100, and then there's a high number right there, 109. So yeah, I didn't really focus on that per se for my video analysis data things, but that is a pretty interesting pattern. I also do want to read 1 or 2 reported sightings from the Enigma app itself, because these are pretty interesting. This one took place February 19th, 2025. This was a fireball shape, duration 1 minute. So, witness story. I was meditating. They're always meditating in Sacramento. I was meditating using the CE5 method. I don't know what that is. I don't know what. To attempt to make contact with an anomalous entity. She must be Aquarius. I had a feeling in my stomach that I should go outside, so I immediately jumped up so I could walk outside and see if there was anything in the sky. Typically, there's something in the sky once I reach this level of conscious meditation. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but I am genuinely as weird as this woman. And I'm from California. I'm from Sacramento. It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine. We're fine in Sacramento, California. Okay. As I came outside, I looked up into the sky, and coming from the southwest, there was a bright light, almost like a star, but brighter, and it was moving swiftly to the east. It did not blink. It was a round orb of light, and it moved very fast to the east. I was about to video it and zoom in, revealing a ball of light that moved eastward until it faded out. So there was a comment on this reported sighting. This commenter, he also had a friend that will use the CE5 Contact app and had a similar experience. What is the CE5 Contact app? I need to look into that. I'll look into that and put on the screen what that is. Because what the heck is a CE5 Contact app? So this reported sighting was from Elk Grove, California, 2019, July 26. The shape was a rectangle and duration 1 minute. So here's the story. Fast moving large rectangle craft shape moving north to south over Sacramento in the night sky, and I was on my side yard just south of Sacramento. It was close to midnight and dark with normal light pollution for my area. I was facing north when I saw above me in my peripheral vision something moving fast in my direction. I looked up and saw a very large rectangle moving very fast, approximately north to south over Sacramento, and it continued its course until I could no longer see it in the distance, was still heading south. It crossed almost directly over my head at what seemed to be above a normal airplane altitude, but spanned the distance to the entire sky in approximately 8 seconds from the time I first saw it. That's pretty fast. I don't know how fast that is, but it made the F-22 Raptor I've seen near Fresno seem sluggish, cumbersome, and awkward flying in comparison. It traveled effortlessly, was a light color, possibly silver. Whew. I'm struggling over my words because I'm hungry. And I need to hydrate. It traveled effortlessly, was a light color, possibly silver or a light gray. I could see it in the dark, but it had no lights on at all. It also made no sound. The rectangle was approximately the shape of a stick of gum, and I guess about 3-to-1 ratio with no other form to it, and it went forward in width rather than lengthwise. I wish I knew more, but I only had enough time to think. I would Google it to find out what it was. In doing so, I found no explanation for it other than it could be a UFO. I was elated after seeing this. It was a pretty wonderful sight. The only thing I can think is Beale Air Force Base up north, but again, I found no satisfying information on the internet. So overall, check out the Enigma app because it is actually pretty cool. And otherwise, in conclusion, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate those who have taken the time to watch my video. If you have made it this far to the end of the video, drop in the comments an alien emoji. All right, see you next time. Bye.